Hey, hi, thank you so much for watching the Chai or Coffee Show. I am Ved, and today we are in conversation with a content creator who's popularly known as the Kurta Guy.
Hey,
Thank
hi, I'm
you for joining
Kurta
us.
guy.
First thing that I would like to ask you, Vivid, is what is the reason for, or what is the secret for your energy level?
People, nice people. That's it. Where do I get my energy from? I don't know. I'm still trying to find the source for that energy. Initially, a lot of that energy came in from the people around me. Because so for example, when I go meet a person, you go look into the eyes, give a good, nice, firm handshake. They look at you, give a smile, and that it just resonates. It just resonates and
Yeah, the connect.
makes me happy. I think it's not one thing you can kind of attribute it to. For example, there's an inert desire and fire to do something good.
Yeah, I got it.
I know it's gonna take a couple of years, but that that fire is unstoppable. The desire to do something big
Yeah.
is what is kind of driving me to do a lot of like just get that energy out.
Another thing that I would like to talk to you with is about the kind of content that we are consuming these days. So we see that there are so many people spreading hate on the internet. There is so much of negative content on the internet. There are positive content as well, but we see that something that surfaces is so much and so much of negativity that is being spread. So what is your take on the kind of content consumption that we got to do?
It's all for example, it's like in the current day and age where we're living at, it's very difficult to filter that aspect of saying, oh, I don't want to watch or view hate content or hate comments and all those things. It's very difficult. The whole purpose of me producing content is to keep myself happy. Like that, I think the whole instead of saying, ki, oh, how do you consume fun content? I would say, ki, like for me, it started off with producing good, nice, happy content, which keeps me happy. I think that was the primary focus of creating content. And like one thing I've kind of noticed is to try to be kind to people around you, which I feel is the most difficult thing you can ever think of. I've spent a good couple of years in the media side of work, where I've seen actors from the film side. I've seen people working in the radio. These guys sometimes these guys say a lot, they preach a lot,
You
but
know,
doesn't resonate in real life. It doesn't
yeah,
happen in real life. Like on screen, you might end up going and saying, "Oh, you have to be kind, be nice to everyone." But being kind and being nice is actually the most difficult and important thing. It's very easy to say. It's actually very easy to just go and say, "Hey, you need to be kind." Done. Like for me, when I put out a content, I make sure I respond to each and every comment. I respond to each and every person who sends me a message. Max, at least I would say at least 98% of it,
of the
I
times.
try
Yeah.
to respond. Huh. And I don't try to put myself off like, oh, I'm doing big content support. It's nice to just be a human for once, speak to them, understand them. Like I've created so many friends on Instagram just by doing that. Because when someone comes and says, "Hey, nice content," you reply back to them saying, "Oh, super content. How did you like it?" Like how I ensure I start a conversation with anyone and everyone. I've had people who started producing content. They've started producing podcasts after watching my Chotu videos. They're like, watching your videos gives us immense joy and a lot of satisfaction, and motivation to do something. And that is it. That, like, knowing that you put a smile on someone's face is the biggest achievement, I would say. Because I know I'm at a Chotu. I'm a dot in the ocean. And if this dot is able to create a very small impact, you're done with it. Like you don't need anything else. Followers and all those, they'll keep coming, but it's super fun. And I think here it's a give and take. When you say happy content or kind or being kind, it's a lot of give and take. You put out fun content, the people who respond to your content are gonna comment good things.
Yeah, true.
If you put out content which is very I won't say controversial, but if it's very opinionated and stuff like that, you're bound to receive comments of the same nature. I'm no one to tell anyone ki you're supposed to put out content like this, because I respect each and everyone's perspective. Because at the same time, you do like as much as you need someone putting out fun content, you also need someone who puts out serious content.
Yeah,
You
true.
need this to balance out this.
Yes.
Because you can't go out and say everyone needs to put fun content and happy content and just chill in their life. I would also say I'm able to kind of chill in my life and be crazy and be fun because there's someone else speaking about a major big issue somewhere else. Because they know, and these are the guys who kind of know the subject and they're speaking about it. Because I get a lot of people asking me, oh, why do you not make serious content? I'm like, because there are people who are specialized in creating content of such nature. You leave that to them. I can't
That's
go
true.
and join. I can't go and be like, oh, you know what? I also want to talk serious content, so I'll create serious content. I can't do that. I definitely can't do that. And that's not in my basic characteristic of going and creating serious content. So one, I try to showcase my personality trait. Because there's only to an extent, I think we spoke about this yesterday. There's only to an extent that you can be superficial.
Yeah.
There's only an extent to which you can be someone else. Because in case if you're looking at becoming a content creator in the longer run, you need, I would say you need to be yourself and stay true to yourself to ensure you have that consistent content to churn out. Because I've to be honest, I've spent a good decade seeing how people have been producing content. I've worked with people who produce content, and I've seen the whole pathway. This is from it being movie stars to agencies, like advertising agencies, to people in the radio. Like it's for me, it's been a roller coaster ride. So I've kind of seen how I know how content functions. I know what is required for a content to sustain. I think that is the most important thing. I wouldn't say I've become an expert in it because I'm still trying to figure out a lot of things based on content.
Most of us, yeah.
Because I have specialized in creating content. What I'm learning is in distributing the content, which I'm kind of learning on how to uh, how to become good at it. Because I think that is also a very, very important aspect when you are creating content. Because unless and until you have people to watch your content, what's the whole use of you creating content?
Also, Vivid, do you have a niche identified? Do you have, this is a particular kind of a content that I want to do? This is my, this is my card that I want to play.
Uh, Relatable. I would say this is humor, which is recently, like I think in the last decade or so, it's called relatable humor. Relatable humor is a mix of short and long form content where people pick up those content topics which you and I can relate to. It's as simple as saying I created a content called how to fill water bottles.
Yeah.
There is, for people it's like, hey, what video do you make with filling water? Just go fill it in with the water. So I kind of divided that into 8-step process of how to actually fill water bottles, starting from finding the water bottles to placing them inside the refrigerator. Because I kind of know that there are 8 steps, which sometimes is absurd. And I trade on that line. I trade on the line of absurdness, fiction and non-fiction. And I think that's the niche I'm kind of following right now on Instagram. Once I move to YouTube, I kind of need to figure out another long form content niche. But for now, it's that like it's a subtle play with fiction and non-fiction, where people take a second and think like, is he for real? Is he
Yes.
actually like what's happening?
Yeah.
I think there was one lovely video. So what happened was before the lockdown started, I used to create a lot of vlogs. Like I used to go like create 1 minute vlogs, which is super high on energy and super fun. And like when people kind of got used to seeing that content. So basically to break the monotony, what I did was I got a new phone. Okay, so I got an Android phone, and I wanted to create a content where I pitch an Android and iPhone. So I called up a couple of friends. I went to their place, and I kind of created a scripted vlog. It's a proper scripted vlog. It's a fictional vlog. So it started off saying, "Hey, check out my new phone," and they're like, "Oh,
Yeah.
iPhone." I'm like, "No, it's an Android," and they move away.
They just move away.
So it's a trick. For me, it was a play. It was like playing a trick against the viewer's mind. What just happened? Did he just script a vlog? Is it real?
Yeah.
Or is it not real? Are these
Yeah.
guys like what's happening? So that's a game I kind of started playing, and alongside that, I understand how branding works and how you kind of need to spread yourself out by different pieces of content. So I started creating a lot of content buckets for myself. I was also a musician. I think I still am. That's a learning phase as well. I play the ukulele and all those things. So music for me is a content. Then I have a set of content which I shoot with my portable Chotu studio with my light and camera and mic and all those things. And I have a couple of other random pieces of content. So it's very random. So I think prior to the lockdown, I never planned to shoot things at home, and I didn't want to showcase any of my family members because I just wanted the content to be around my experience and things I kind of see for the first time. Like I've stayed in Hyderabad for the last 25 years, 27 years, and I've never explored the city at all. So most of the videos were around those first time. I went to Charminar for the first time back in February. If you believe it or not. So it was on stuff like that. So once the lockdown came in place and I had to be stuck at home, I had to create a game plan of creating content at home. So I saw the things around me. I saw my nephew, who is 3.5, and I thought, let me just use him for a content. Let's literally use him for a content because he was also interested in doing a content. And I was like, let's just plan some content around it. And it was pretty fun. Like it was more like a Q&A session. Imagine a 3-year-old at coffee with current type of setup.
Yeah, true.
Okay, so I told you, I've been creating content for a lot of people for a good number of years, and my last gig was at a radio station, right? And my programming head, his name is Tamim. Tamim acted in a Telugu movie and all this. He acted in a Telugu movie called Prayanam. He was one of the actors in the movie, and he was my programming head. And he said, why don't you try doing a content like a podcast? It all started from a podcast. Because the thing was, I was always self-conscious. I was super self-conscious of how I kind of put myself out. I wasn't confident at all. So I thought, let's start it off with a podcast, where I started recording my voice. Imagine the same happy, fun content
On a podcast.
via audio.
Yeah.
Via podcast and audio. So it started from there, and people started having fun. Like, dude, it's fun. Like because they never experienced the podcast is like very random. So it started from there. Then I did a couple of episodes. Then I was like, dude, then I think my programming head kind of moved away, and there were a few things in the radio station which I wasn't a big fan of. And I'm someone who kind of doesn't stick to one place for a very long time. I kind of need to keep moving around, keep experimenting with content, keep experimenting with life. I knew I'll do my own freelance stuff.
Yeah.
So I moved out of radio. Then I started putting up my face on the content. I started shooting myself, and I can't act good. I end up being someone who's very super awkward on camera, and I took that as an advantage to myself. I'm like, fuck it, I'm gonna put myself out like that.
Yeah.
Then I started shooting vlogs, and I have a series of content where I pull in content from multiple people, from around 20 people, and create one content. This was before lockdown. So I had pieces like that. So I slowly started getting used to putting my face out. And I had the talent of creating content. I could edit, put myself out, and all those things. And I'm like, dude, it's a perfect amalgamation of all those things. Like, why don't I start producing more content? And all this was back uh, last November of 2019 is when I quit, and that's when I started producing more videos. And yeah, it's been super fun with what I'm creating right now. I just want to experiment, create more content, and let's see where it goes.
Also, Vivid, we know that there have been so many social media platforms, and there are still platforms which are emerging or booming. So, what do you think? Do creators restrict themselves to a particular kind of content, or they do try the new platforms or the new social media sites or platforms that are coming into picture?
One, people are not moving out of Instagram, like you said. Instagram has its own kind of approach towards content. People just find niche with like now with Instagram Reels coming up, people kind of have found a
Yeah,
place
true.
for super short form content,
True.
which I'm not gotten into being a fan of right now. Which I'm guessing probably in the next couple of months I'll get into doing more of it. But here content, see, YouTube has been there since a very long time.
Yeah,
Like
true.
for over a decade, people started using that as a career option. But at the same time, living in a place like India, it's still a tricky thing to convince the people around you, and convince yourself that you know what, you can create a career out of YouTube. Because in a social media driven world where you are looking for likes and followers and stuff, I'm sure if you're not patient in the first couple of years, I would say years, if you're not
Yeah,
patient in the first
years.
couple of years to just let yourself to grow, you're out. Like you're gonna go super mad. Like, dude, what am I doing? I'm producing content, nothing is happening. It's super scary. So people outside give themselves that time. They do their regular work, but they go end up doing YouTube content, and they grow along. They've been growing with YouTube or Instagram for the matter of fact. So where is all this content headed towards? Everywhere. You get a new platform, you find people over there.
Yeah,
No
true.
one's gonna stop. Like I don't think a platform uh, a new platform is gonna stop people from not exploring that place.
Yeah,
Content again it can be, see, it can't be one kind of content. Even for me right now, I might be someone who's just creating one fun content, but if I move to YouTube, I'll probably pick up another niche.
mhm.
Like when TikTok was there, actually, if you look at TikTok, people I don't follow TikTok, but I follow TikTokers on Instagram. The people outside India actually create original content. They
Yeah,
have good
true.
storylines. They have good stuff. Over here, it's been put under the same line that if you're a TikToker, you're cringe,
Yeah, true.
and that is also one of the reasons that not a lot of people get on TikTok, because they don't want to be viewed on the same line. I still feel Reels might end up being a little more posh. I'm thinking Reels right now might have a bit of cringe where they're reposting the TikTok videos and stuff, but
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think it'll find a niche of its own. It'll definitely find a niche of its own where people create content for Reels. Like the problem right now is social media. The content you consume is how your mindset is gonna
Yeah.
stay. Like your first question of how to kind of move yourself away from hate comments and hate content. Unfollow. Stop following people who spread hate. It is
Yeah,
as simple as that.
true.
Your mindset depends on the content you consume, and your mindset depends, like if you have a specific mindset, that translates into the content you create. If you're super sad, if you're super disturbed in your head, it shows up in your content. It totally shows up in your content. Like I myself, I've seen when I go through a disturbing news, the content ideas that generate in my head are not positive. It, like you kind of need that's when there's a need to kind of step back, breathe in, think twice, and then post your content or consume the content.
So, Vivid, is there anything that you would like to tell our viewers? Any specific message or, a small tip?
Just be kind, good. I can't say anything else. Just be good to people. Yeah. Thank you. Follow me on Instagram. Vivid
Yeah.
the kurta guy. I like kurtas. Kurta is gold. Now what else?
Thank you so much, Vivid, for doing this with us. It was really a nice, fun filled chat with you. And yes, people, go follow Vivid on Instagram. He's called The Kurta Guy. And do not forget to subscribe to the Chai or Coffee Show and hit the bell icon so that you are notified next time when we are on YouTube. See you soon with another content. Until then, take care.